Tell us the feel of the home when.
Of course, our presence there is our presence is there to provide security, because all of you know that he's not there. So if we are not there, people vandalize his property.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
So we are there making sure.
I have immense respect and I've given flowers to Honorable Goreti Namuga, but I don't appreciate how she was conducting this conversation with these folks. She's laughing. Oh, we are there to give security. Oh, I don't find that funny. And that doesn't take away how immensely good she is. Come on. That's poor performance.
When do you intend to leave the place?
Can Honorable Nandala advise us?
When he comes back.
When do you intend to leave the place?
I mean, when they come back.
Why are they laughing, ladies and gentlemen? Why are they laughing? Why is this supposed to be funny? They already vandalized the place. The security forces.
Kati nankwata nansitula bwe yansitudde mu bbanga bw'ati eyabadde mu maaso gange nantuga wano mu bulago.
This lady, wife to Bobi Wine, is talking about how she was strangled by these folks and they're just laughing.
And I don't know why IGP you are taking a casual response to this matter.
Exactly.
And the roadblocks. And the court said police has no right to keep a person incommunicado at their home, because a home is not a detention facility.
Good.
They even told you that house arrest.
That's called meeting the moment. Speak with candor, coherent, cohesive, and cogent. Confront them with these lies. They are gaslighting and making light of what he just mentioned, grave abuse of human rights. And yes, indeed, presenting to you from these United States of the America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me and at whatever time you might watch this conversation. My name is Mordecai Morisa, and you're welcome to Mordecai Morisa Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to pay attention to the lawlessness and the impunity of the M7 criminal regime. Tonight, we're going to be looking at the continued deployment of security forces at Bobi Wine's home. This continued siege of the home of Bobi Wine by the Uganda Police Force in conjunction with other sister security agencies has become one of the most striking symbols of the political tensions that followed shortly after the presidential elections in Uganda. Despite widespread criticism, the police, in conjunction with the military, have maintained a heavy deployment at the property since raiding it, showing little indication that they intend to withdraw anytime soon. Matters came to a head just yesterday when senior police officials appeared before the Parliamentary's Public Accounts Committee, where lawmakers pressed them to explain why officers remain stationed at Bobi Wine's residency and when this illegal occupation would end. The response from the police leadership was startling. They claimed that the deployment was intended to, quote, provide security. It is total madness. I mean, this explanation raised immediate questions. I mean, the same security forces accused of vandalizing property during the raid are now the ones presenting themselves as the protectors against vandalism. Make it make sense. They vandalized, took a few items from the home of Bobi Wine, but they say, oh, we are protecting this place against vandalism. I wonder from whom? Even more striking was the assertion that the police would only vacate the premises if and when Bobi Wine, who is hiding from those very same security forces, returns to his home. So does this mean if he doesn't return, they're planning to stay there forever. Unbelievable. Now, this situation represents more than just security deployments. It has become, you would argue actually, it is used to symbolize the blatant disregard of civil liberties under the regime of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The spectacle of the security forces surrounding a political opponent's home should reveal how the boundaries of lawful conduct are being stretched to their limits. That even when the law or the courts of law say, don't do this, they disregard that. Even when they get criticism from within, they don't care. But as we talk about that, you have a few people within Museveni's criminal regime arguing that, there's no attempts to arrest Bobi Wine or anything. Meanwhile, police have intensified efforts to track down Bobi Wine. Roadblocks have appeared across various routes in Uganda, and officers have been stopping vehicles and conducting searches in an attempt to locate Bobi Wine, but all in vain. So in this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at the exchange that went down between members of parliament. I didn't appreciate the conversation, the exchange. It was too casual, too much laughing. But regardless, I'm going to show you what went down. But before I do that, welcome to Mordecai Morisa Live officially. Exactly. Please go on and consider subscribing to our feed, Mordecai Morisa Live. Subscribe, and I'll truly appreciate. Let's do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go on and play the conversation. Unbelievable. And I'll show you how the police is engaging in political dramas you can believe. And I will try to explain why they're doing this as they continue to deny. Isn't it funny? And why are they emboldened by, lawlessness and impunity? It is because they've been given what you could describe as a blanket immunity from Museveni. Absolute immunity. All right, let's go and listen to this conversation between the exchange between members of parliament and these senior police officials when they appeared before the Parliament Public Accounts Committee. Let's do this. All right, it's right here. Okay.
Honorable President of the National Unity Platform is home. Give us an update for how long have you been there? How is the home? Update us, and because the man might be enjoying the place. So tell us the feel of the home when.
Of course, our presence there is our presence is there to provide security, because all of you know that he's not there. So if we are not there, people vandalize his property.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
So we are there making sure.
I have immense respect and I've given flowers to Honorable Goreti Namuga, but I don't appreciate how she was conducting this conversation with these folks. She's laughing. Oh, we are there to give security. Hello. I don't find that funny. And that doesn't take away how immensely good she is. Come on. That's poor performance.
His property is safe.
But Madam Chairperson, they're
No,
providing...
honorable members, a moment. Let him respond first, please. IGP, the microphone is yours.
Yeah, so I've said we are there to maintain the security of the home from vandalism, because people are not there. Yes.
We want to learn from you. We understand that home was vandalized. People came in the night. You saw that clip of the First Lady being brutalized. Where was police? Who came to vandalize during the night, and where was police?
Good question. Where was the police? Who vandalized? Who, mistreated the wife to Bobi Wine, Babi Kyagulanyi? Listen to the response here.
That's why we are there, so that it doesn't reoccur.
That's really sad. That's what we are there, so that it doesn't occur. The question is, who vandalized? Who did it? Like, there's no remorse. There's no fear for repercussion for their actions. They break the law because they know they're being protected. He doesn't even care. Oh, there was, ladies and gentlemen, let me try to play you what Babi Chagulanyi said on that fateful day when they, took over the home. Okay, I think it's right here. Yeah. Watch here.
Lawe bewerekera okutuukiza obuvunaanyizibwa bwabwe nga bannansi ba Uganda ne betaba mu kulonda omukulembeze w'eggwanga anafuga Uganda wakati w'omwaka 2020 obulabe ku muka Kyagulanyi Babula.
See, that's how they vandalized the place. Watch.
Kyagulanyi ate nga nakati bakyalemeddwa okunnyonnyola abantu
they already vandalized the place. The security forces.
Ne batuuka n'okutuusa obulabe ku muka Kyagulanyi Babula Itungo.
Kati nankwata nansitula bwe yansitudde mu bbanga bw'ati eyabadde mu maaso gange.
This lady, wife to Bobi Wine, is talking about how she was strangled by these folks and they're just laughing. Oh, that's why we are there, so that it doesn't reoccur. They don't even talk about holding accountable to whoever committed vandalism and abused her rights.
What? Naye nasitula mu bbanga.
Who came to vandalize during the night and where was the police?
That's why we are there.
That's why we are there. Who came? And that's why I said I don't appreciate how Honorable Namuga is conducting this. She's talking about a very sensitive matter and she's laughing. Oh, that's what we are. That's why we are there. But who? Who vandalized? Who beat up the wife to Bobi Wine? I don't think that's funny. I really don't. Well, I understand. And look, to her defense, I've always argued here that sometimes I laugh at things only because they are funny. But what's the opposite of not laughing? It's going to be crying. You don't want to see me cry, though I've cried several times here. But maybe I understand. But I would like him to press these folks too hard, especially when she has an opportunity. You know, the next time they are summoned to appear before a public accounts committee, they won't appear there because they know it's not serious. Or they will come and be as lousy, as casual, and as demonizing as they are. See, they're even laughing. Jeez.
Madam Chair.
I think the Undersecretary can talk about the NTR.
The Undersecretary, no. As we do leave that issue, the IGP is informing us that because they came and because our concern was actually we want to appreciate you for providing the security to someone's home who is not there, but to also remind you that you took occupancy when the family was still there.
Oh, she's being sarcastic.
It should be on record. The time we took occupancy of that place in regard to provision of security, the family was there. The first lady was still there. Barbara Chagulanyi was still at home. And the time they vandalized the home, you were in charge of security. So we take note that you did not see the people who came to that place when at the brutality that took place in that home. Police was there, but they never saw the person the people who vandalized the home. It was at night and police did not see. And also we take note that the reason as to why you are still there is because the home was vandalized, so you are still there to maintain the security in the home. That is what we are taking out of you. So we want to know, when do you intend to leave the place?
Can Honorable Nandala advise us?
Wait a second, did you hear that?
What home was vandalized, so you are still there to maintain the security in the home. That is what we are taking out of you. So we want to know, when do you intend to leave the place?
Can Honorable Nandala advise us?
When he comes back?
When do you intend to leave the place?
I mean, when they come back.
Why are they laughing, ladies and gentlemen? Why are they laughing? Why is this supposed to be funny? You see where Bobi Wine is recording his videos. His wife was forced into exile. Why is this supposed to be funny? These folks are going to remain stationed at Bobi Wine's home until he returns. This is blatantly breaking the law. They have no right whatsoever to raid the house of Bobi Wine, to remain deployed there. It shouldn't be funny. But see the confidence he uses to say, when he comes back, ha 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 ha. What?
But Madam Chair.
Because, yes.
Yes,
Because
Honorable
when he comes back, we
Asumani.
shall advise him to use private
Chairman.
security organization.
Let him first respond. When he comes back, you will.
We advise him to get alternative security.
Chairman.
So,
And
Honorable
then we
Asumani, a
withdraw.
moment. When he comes back, you will.
Advise him to get alternative security, like from private security organization. Yes.
By the way, where is he? Could you be knowing where he is?
No, I don't know where he is.
But Chairman.
So, Honorable Asumani.
Chairman, I, the IGP, to casually respond to a matter of
Good.
grave human rights concern.
Exactly.
Grave human rights concern. And I don't know why IGP, you are taking a casual response to this matter.
Exactly.
Number one, and Afande Kafero knows, you know I have been with him in the trenches. This is Kafero here, my friend. The courts have said, because when you camped at Dr. Besige's home, we went to court and challenged your deployment and roadblocks. And the courts said police has no right to keep a person incommunicado at their home, because a home is not a detention facility.
Good.
They even told you that house arrest.
That's called meeting the moment. Speak with candor, coherent, cohesive, and cogent. Confront them with these lies. They are gaslighting and making light of what he just mentioned, grave abuse of human rights. Bring the receipts. This Honorable Member of Parliament, that's what I expect from Honorable Namuga. Not casual response, not laughing. Honorable Namuga. And look, there's a thing in Uganda where you criticize somebody, they think, oh, you don't like him, now you hate them. Far from it. Absolutely not. But that performance from Honorable Namuga was punching below the belt, was abysmal. It is sad. Why is she laughing? And I like this Asuman Basalira. Look at the face. That's how you, this is how you have to confront these folks. Be serious. Look, there's a certain type of politics I don't buy into. Oh, my friend across the aisle. He's my friend across. Like what he was trying to say. Oh, I've been with Kafero in trenches. My friend. He's not your friend. He is not your friend. This man will stay silent if you get abducted, if you get tortured, if you disappeared and killed. He's not your friend at all. I do not enjoy this pretense way of engaging with people. Oh, he's my friend across the aisle. I want friendship to really mean something. Let friendship have the values of friendship. It's not, oh, my friend, I was with him in trenches. What do you mean when he was abusing your rights? Jeez.
Is equally illegal.
Yep.
So how do you camp at somebody's home and you are violating the right of ingress and egress? That's entry and exit. The family, the other day, his brothers went and sisters went, they could not access the home. They needed permission from you. The lawyers from Uganda Law Society, even his private lawyers, attempted to access that home. They were blocked by you. Honestly speaking, which kind of security and protection are you talking about by denying? You are not only denying the right of entry, even exit. The family members of Honorable Chagonda inside cannot easily exit.
You get the point here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, talking about security, providing security and making all these searches, I think, remember this, right here. Military state checkpoint on Gayaza Road. This was 9th March 2026. What is it saying here? It has now been months. I'm not going to go into the details. The military and police have mounted a spot checkpoint at Chitetika, popularly known as Kumbuzi, on Gayaza Road, just outside the capital, Kampala, stopping and searching vehicles both entering and leaving the city. Similar checkpoints have also sprung up in other outskirts of the city, including Chinawataka. The purpose of the operation, which has set motorists on the edge, is yet to be established. And what are they doing? You know, they say, "Oh, these are security checkpoints for usual." Let me show you here. I think it was Joel Senyonyi who responded to the lies of the police in regards to what they are doing. Listen here.
Look, the impromptu operations that we have seen, it is clear they are politically motivated.
Yep. Oops.
Look, the impromptu operations that we have seen, it is clear they are politically motivated. Each time security forces get an idea or some of the rumors which they call intelligence that maybe the Honorable Chagulanyi is around this area and so on, you will see how heavily they will go in that direction, mount roadblocks and so on, hoping they will find him. Of course they will not find him because they are not as smart as they think they are. And as we have said, if they are interested in the man, summon him. They cannot pretend that, no, this is not about looking for him. So what are they still doing at his house? Because his house is like a barracks, it's a garrison. Why, if it's not him they are interested in? If they are saying that this is just, trying to return sanity, and as far as traffic is concerned, you don't return sanity to traffic by searching every car. You're interested in, are they driving the right way? Do they have the required documents and so on? But they open cupboards, they ransack the cars. What are you looking for? That cannot be related to traffic. They stop every border and they say, people, remove your helmet. I thought your interest traffic-wise is to see that border riders are wearing helmets. So if he's wearing a helmet, you let him pass. But now, you say, remove your helmet, I want to see who it is. How is that related to traffic?
Exactly. No relationship at all. But there's no shame. And I think you guys remember this few weeks ago. Member of Parliament says Kayunga home raided by military searching for Bobi Wine. I'll read you a few lines here. You got the Uganda People's Defense Force soldiers on Friday night raided the home of Mr. Patrick Insanja, the Intenjaru North MP-elect in Chirindi village, Nazigo sub-county in Kayunga district, in search of National Unity Platform President Mr. Chagulanyi Robert, also known as Bobi Wine, whose whereabouts are unknown. They continue to deny as the mounting roadblocks, raiding homes of members of parliament, maintaining security deployment at Bobi Wine's home, denying entrance to the family members, the Uganda Law Society, and other people. And now the latest is that we are providing security against vandalism. Jeez. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing is the blatant disregard of the law. It is the panic of Museveni. I've seen a few Museveni sympathizers say, "If Museveni, do you think Museveni is afraid of Bobi Wine? If he's not afraid, then why resort to drama?" And there's a funny thing about criminal regimes like that of Museveni. Instinctively, they always know. They know that they're committing grave crimes. They're breaking the law. So they're always afraid of what their opponent is planning. So that's why you see this. While they announce themselves as victors of the 2026 presidential elections, to them they know for sure that they didn't win the hearts of the people. They stole the election, so they're afraid of what their political opponent might do because they know they're always breaking the law. And you know for sure that if you're doing a wrong thing, an illegal thing, instinctively, the intuition tells you you're doing something wrong and you're always on the lookout. Is somebody following me? Is someone watching me? There's something that's telling you inside, deep inside you, that say, somebody might be watching you. And in the end, you become, you fall into those panic traps. Suspicious of any person. Suspicious of people who might actually be doing that stuff. Not bothered, planning their wrong stuff that have nothing to do with you. But because you know what you're doing is wrong, you always... What is he doing? What is he planning? I'm glad that I'm able to see all these things because they point us to one thing: the abysmal fall of the Museveni criminal regime. Let them panic, but the days are completely numbered. So please, go on and play those games, but in the end, the regime is going to fall, and there's no doubt about that. All right. I'm going to call it a show tonight. I'm planning on dropping a few more videos today, so please stick around. That's if I got time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for now, I'm going to have to let you go, but I want to say thank you so much to all folks who have become in Mordecai Morisa family of producers, the producers of this show. How do you do this? I announced just a few days ago that I'm looking for people who are willing to produce this show. And these people, I'm looking for 100 people. And each person will be paying 20,000 shillings as producers of this show. Producers of this show will be getting some mentions on this show. And there are some who actually don't want to be mentioned. I think I saw somebody. I'm going to be reading names of a few people who have already joined us. Okay. I'm reading you a few folks who have been able to join us. Mr. Kasacha, Adero, Ashraf, Joan, Eva Nakamanya, Lubega Hakim, Derek, Rian, Rogers, Yobo, my brother, and the rest of you folks. So we are almost, I think we're around 12. We're looking for 88 more. So if you want to be part of the Mordecai Morisa show or live, Mordecai Morisa live show producer, please write to me on my WhatsApp +1 712 303 7831. 20,000 each month. And why am I doing this? Because at the end of it all, you guys have got to sponsor this show. Yeah, because I don't have ads in this show. I've deliberately decided not to have people come advertise with me because of my fear of what they might do. And I'm afraid of folks controlling me now, putting me on some sort of a remote control. Do this for me now that I pay you. And I hope you folks who are going to be sponsoring this show are not going to be turning into those folks I'm trying to run away from. So please, write to me on that number +1 712 303 7831. All right, ladies and gentlemen, talk to you soon. Stick around. The struggle continues. In the words of that great fighter from West Africa, Aluta continua. See you later.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Morisa Live YouTube channel?